are we? Last home game before Christmas. How's it all going? I'll be honest, I feel dreadful. I've got a really sore throat. So I've got a hot chocolate on the way up to help me through. And I need a good snooze as well. Need a really good snooze. But we're here. And we are thriving, surviving, all that kind of thing. Yeah. How are we all? Are we all okay? Hope so. And let's get into chat, shall we? I feel real bunged up as well. Rich, am I confident after the Borough game? Yes, I am. I'm very confident. Very confident indeed. We'll get into the record against these in a bit, but it's recently quite good. Am I confident for this game? Yes, I am. Up the Tigers, Jeff. Ollie, how you doing, mate? Borough was a class evening out. Got back about midnight and then went straight into bed. Woke up 6:30 the next morning, and then went to bed at about 8 last night just because I was that tired. Gallagher, how you doing? Leo, how you doing? AGU, good evening, mate. Hope you enjoy these 15 minutes that you're sticking around for, pal. I didn't get on one in Borough. No, I was in a civilized. Well, I had a civilized time. Yeah, all that cold stuff has flown past me. Felt bad for about 2 days. Now, fine, thank the Lord. It's not that I feel bad. I feel good in myself. It's just I've got a really sore throat. Gargle with TCP. What's TCP, Jeff? Explain, elaborate. It might just be something you've abbreviated that I know of already. But if it is, my brain ain't working. Up the Tigers, I'm very confident for tomorrow after Wednesday. Gutted about Ruben. We'll touch on Ruben Vinagre in just a second, Owen. And Ollie, yes, I am going to Chef Wednesday. I've got my tickets booked already. Looking forward to that. 5:15 kickoff on New Year's Day. Should be good fun. I've got to go and pick those tickets up tomorrow, actually. Thank you for the reminder. Should we cancel Vinagre's loan in Jan? Good question. Good question, Coxie. I don't know, to be honest. Because his best 2 games, Huddersfield and Middlesbrough, he came off the bench and played a more advanced role anyway. But even against Borough, he defensively looked so much better than I've ever seen him before. But it's just the injuries. With hindsight, not signing not signing George Cox is, well, one of the biggest mistakes Liam Racine will ever make. But I think on that one, the issue was getting Fleming out, and hence us going for James Farlong. And that signing, we're still yet to reap the rewards from that one, aren't we? Still gutted we didn't sign Cox. Yeah. Defensively improved after Saints. We still let in stupid goals though. We still let in some really stupid goals, which we need to iron out. It could be out most of what's left of the season, so maybe we need to look at a replacement who'll be a more permanent player. He's out for at least a month. So I'm not sure he's out for most of what's left of the season. But I do think we need to look for another left back, definitely. Jeff says it's an antiseptic. I'm not sure if it's still out there. Okay. There's a chemist, there's a pharmacy at the top of my street, so we'll see. Speaking of Vinagre, then, he's picked up another hamstring injury, which will keep him out for at least another month. Traore, he's touch and go. Oh, yes, hot chocolate's here, I believe. Thank you. Oof, bloody hell, that's hot. I think grabbed the handle and... Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, we're taking team news away for a sec. I need some moisture into my throat. We'll come back to team news in just a second. Oh. Right. Ollie says it was a brilliant triple save at the end of the Borough game from Allsop. It was. It was a brilliant triple save. He needed that. And he's, well, shut me up. Deserves... I'm of the opinion that players deserve criticising when they play poorly. But on the flip side, they also deserve to be praised when they do well. And Allsop, especially in that second half, was really good against Middlesbrough. Game on Wednesday sums up the championship. That's the worst we've played for a long time. And we win. Yeah. It's odd, isn't it? Liam Rossini said that we've played better in the last two games that we've lost than we have in that Borough game, yet we get a bit of luck, we take our chances, and that's all it takes. Take your chances. If you don't take those chances, you get punished. You're right, Ollie. He did need that save for his confidence after the last few games. Right. Let's go back into this, shall we? Now, I have some moisture coming into my throat. We got to Traore, didn't we? He's rated touch and go, having been on the end of a challenge late on against Borough. He got his knee got stood on when he made a tackle. Yeah, so we'll see how he fares. Syed Manesh, foot injury. Lakilo with his hamstring problem, and Philogene and Cynic, both knee injuries, remain out injured. Aliyah and Lakilo could return to face Bristol City in just under a week's time. Can't go Boxing Day game or New Year's Day game. I'm so plastic. We actually scored from a corner too. It's massive. Don't quite know how we managed to score from a corner, but we did, so we'll take it. Rich retro jumper, do you prefer? I prefer the amber. I'm in a lucky position to say I've got two, and I've got one of the T-shirts as well. That's put away for Christmas. But I paid for the amber jacket myself. I'm not sure which I prefer. I'm honestly not sure. Just looking at them here. I don't know. I think the amber one is like more fresh and more hyped because it's new. But the black is just wow. Don't know. I honestly do not know. I do not know which I prefer. The Tigers says Will. Black one better. Borough fans annoyed that we beat them, so they have to start seeing. Yeah, look, it's a midweek near Christmas. It's a midweek near Christmas. It's going to be tough. And anyone who goes to an away game at this time of year deserves a great deal of credit. But nobody who doesn't deserves criticism either. I've been seeing people slating Connell all of a sudden, acting as if he's a poor player. What do you think? He wasn't in the game, really, on Wednesday, but his pace will trouble defenders, and he's a bit different to Delap. So, he's not a poor player by any means, but do I think he'll start on Saturday after the performance of Tufan off the bench? And Twine did a lot of running. I don't know. Jeff's bought his son the T-shirt for Christmas. Coxie, you're right, it was on Sky as well. I think Bristol City's on Sky, as is Chef Wednesday, so... Yeah, we'll see. Tufan to start now, surely you'd imagine so, wouldn't you? You'd have to think so. Think Tufan might start, yeah. Connolly's class, I don't care what people say. Start him every week, please, Rosie. Interesting one. I personally think Delap and Connolly could be a permanent partnership for us. We should play 4-4-2. I think Connolly didn't fit the position he was played. That he was played in, but he's still class. Twine was so good. I didn't know why he got took off. He did a lot of running, did Twine, and it'll be to save him. Played Tufan in the role he did the other day. Yeah. Right, let's get motoring through then, shall we? So I'm not talking for too much longer. Ref watch. The referees Keith Stroud. 2 liners are Matt Smith and Greg Reed. 4th official is David Rock. Stats from the Borough game. Look, less possession, less shots. Both teams had exactly 50% shot on target to shots rate. But it's amazing what happens when you take your chances. On another day, we're 3-0 down at the end of the second half, and that's it, game done. Because Borough missed some really good chances. But we rode our luck. And, hey, look what happened. We got a result. We got 3 points when we really didn't deserve them. So, yeah, it's amazing what taking your chances and riding your luck can do. Head-to-head then, before we look at chat again. Cardiff in the last game under Errol Bullock, they had Runner Alex Runnerson in goal. The back 4 was Perry and G, Demetrius Gutas, Mike McGuinness and Jamilu Collins. Holding midfield 2 of Joe Rawls and Manolis Siopis. Aaron Ramsey injured, of course. The wingers were Yaku Mete and Carlin Grant, with Ruben Colwill, the number 10, behind Keon Atete. Former Tiger Josh Bowler on the bench. Callum Robinson on the bench. Jonathan Panzo on the bench. So it's a decent team. It's a very, very decent team. Bullet has come in and made a really, really good start. Connolly Best is a super sub. Tufan seems to be the only player who can shoot outside the box consistently. Agreed. Ollie says, nice to see. We tried to shoot on Wednesday and didn't try to walk it in. Sometimes having a crack from range just to test the keeper, it can open opportunities. Up. I think Connolly's good, but overrated by our fans. Interesting one. Yeah, Keith Stroud. Odd one, that, innit? Tufan and Connolly scorers tomorrow. 2-0 City. He's underrated, if anything, at the moment. It's as if people have forgotten how good he was at the start of the season. He's capable of helping us a lot this season for sure. If we played a team better than Borough, we would have been put to bed in that first half. Perry Ng's injured. Interesting one. Very interesting one. We can't keep starting Louis Coyle at left back. Christie's better than him anyway. I'd rather play Fairlong. I'm sorry, Will. Nobody can watch these last 3 games and say Cyrus Christie this season is a better footballer than Louis Coyle. It's just Louis has been so solid. He's been so solid. He's not put a foot wrong this season. He's battled through a bust nose, broken eye socket. He's put his body on the line. That's what you expect from a skipper. Christie, since his knee injury, he's lost a yard of pace, and he's 2 out of the last 3 games, as I didn't get to watch QPR, he's been ripped to shreds down the right-hand side, especially in that first half against Borough. Harry Vaughan has to be on loan in Jan. If he's not going to play when he's the only winger, he never will. Good point. Fairlong... My mouse has stopped working. Fairlong is a left-back. Come on. Yes, Fairlong... Yeah, mate, I'm an advocate for a James Fairlong debut, right? Of course I am. But can I just say that the only time I've watched him for the under-21s, the only time he's played for the under-21s, he got ripped to shreds by a team bottom of the league who scored 6 goals against us and had only scored 12 all season before we played them. His debut will come. Of course it will. But for the minute, you can't criticise Louis Coyle this season. No way. Vaughan has really fallen out of favour, hasn't he? True. As much as I bat him, Louis has played incredibly this season. Very true. Christie's been awful. Could have lost us Wednesday on his own. True. We had Keith Stroud and Matt Smith at Norwich. Interesting one. What else have I missed further up? I'm not sure, Owen. I'll have to check that when I finish the stream off. Louis Cole can't play left back. That first goal wasn't Christie's fault. He took it past one defender. It was no options. Was always going to lose 50-50 with that man. No. Look, Cyrus Christie has not shown this season he offers more going forward than Louis Coyle. No way. No way. Last season I see it. This season I don't. You cannot possibly criticise Louis Cole's performances this season. He wears this badge on his chest, plays in that shirt with pride, gives 110% every time he steps on that football pitch, wherever he is. Yes, he's not a left back, but he's not done badly there. If you're going to drop one of the two, you drop Christie, bring McLaughlin in, move Greaves to left back, put Coyle back on the right. You cannot possibly drop Louis Coyle this season. He has been one of our standout performers this year. You simply cannot drop him. Louis' effort's great, but he's definitely been poor at left back. But he's been brilliant at right back to counter that. And Christie was... Yes, the goal wasn't necessarily Christie's fault, but there were so many half chances and breakaways that Middlesbrough got down the right-hand side, actually being there watching the game, where Christie could have done so much more and didn't. He was sluggish, he was sloppy, deserved to come off when he did, and I wouldn't start him. I've said I'll commend players when they deserve commending. and criticising when they deserve criticising. Cyrus Christie was brilliant last season pre-injury. Since he's come back, when he's started games, he's not been the same player. Off the bench, fine. He's come on in games and changed them. Swansea, for example. But from the start of games this season, Louis Coyle has been pound for pound better than Cyrus Christie has. And that is a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. Nothing against Christie. That's just because Louis Coyle has been so good. Like I said, nothing against Christie. I just think Louis Coyle has been that good. He has been just that good. Simple. Poor Christie. Look, I'm telling you, it's not an attack on Cyrus. It's not. It's more highlighting just how good Louis Coyle has been, that a player of Cyrus Christie's quality last season. I can't believe I cannot quite believe I'd be saying this, because if you told me in pre-season that we'd be picking Louis Coyle over Cyrus Christie, I wouldn't have believed you. But here we are. Current form. Just let me have a quick drink. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Cardiff in their last 5 beat Preston 2-1, lost 1-0 to West Brom, lost 2-0 to Southampton, beat Millwall 1-0, and then last time out, lost 1-0 to Birmingham, of all teams. Birmingham. Can you believe that? Now, if Birmingham can beat these, anyone can. That's going to come back and bite me on the backside, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for us. 2-2 draw against Swansea. 4-1 win against Rotherham, then 2 defeats to Watford first and then QPR. Then the 2-1 win against Borough on Saturday. And if we look at the table, that puts us up to 7th. And with a win, and if results go our way over this weekend, we can jump up as high as 5th. Depending on how results go, of course. Down at the bottom, Sheff Wednesday won 2 of their last 3. QPR unbeaten in 4. These teams slowly getting sucked in. Stoke winless in 5 at least. Millwall winless in 5 as well. Rotherham there. Now slip below Sheffield Wednesday. Do you know how bad you have to be to slip below Sheffield Wednesday? Rotherham, wow. That's a crime. That's a crime. Feel so bad for Vinagre if he wasn't so injury prone. Think he was brought in too soon, which played a part. Think he'd easily be one of the top wing backs to this level. I see the argument. But you've got to remember, he did only play half an hour. He did only play half an hour. So, unless he's just got very weak muscles or it's a different hamstring, don't know. Vinagre, quality winger, average left back. Auto-generated user is off. He says 3-0 tomorrow. Delap, Tufan, Connolly, the scorers in that order. Fair play. Around the grounds then on Championship Matchday 22. First East Anglia derby in about 4 years, I think, tomorrow. 12:30 as Ipswich play Norwich. 3 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow are as follows. Us v Cardiff, Swansea v Middlesbrough, Southampton versus Blackburn, Sheff Wednesday versus QPR in a battle at the bottom, Preston versus Watford, Plymouth versus Rotherham, Millwall versus Huddersfield. Some big games down the bottom of the Championship tomorrow. These 3 here, they're massive. They are relegation 6-pointers already, you'd think, at such an early stage of the season. But of course, anything can happen in the Championship. So you think Millwall, they get a win against Huddersfield tomorrow. That could be the start of a playoff push for them in this second half of the season. But at the minute, that's a relegation 6-pointer, especially looking at the former QPR. Leeds versus Coventry and Bristol City versus Sunderland round off the 3 o'clocks. On Sunday, 12 o'clock, West Brom versus Stoke. And on Monday, 8 o'clock, Birmingham versus Leicester. Memorable match. We're going for Premier League years. 4-0 win. 4-0 win against these guys in February 2014. Goals for us that day. 1 for Huddleston, 1 for Livermore, and 2 for Jelavic. And the gaffer, now Liam Rosenior, getting an assist for Nikica Jelavic's second goal and our third. Our team that day was Alan McGregor in goal. It was a defensive midfield. No, sorry, a defensive back 5, it would have been, of Rosenior, Bruce, Davis, the 3 centre-halves, El Mohammadi and Figueroa, the full-backs / wing-backs, midfield 3 of Myler, Huddleston and Livermore, and up top, Shane Long and Nikica Jelavic. On the bench for us, Steve Harper, the goalkeeper, James Chester, Robert Corran, George Boyd, Yannick Sagbo, Sonny Aluko, and Stephen Quinn. In the team for Cardiff that day, Wilfred Zaha there on loan, Fraser Campbell, former Tiger, and David Marshall, former Tiger as well. And then last time out against these guys, 1-0 win where, speak of the devil, Cyrus Christie was the goal scorer. And the team that day was Matt Ingram in goal. Back 4, Christie, Jones, McLaughlin and Elder. Midfield 4, Tufan, Slater, Doherty and Seri, with Connolly and Oscar Estupinian up top together. Bench, Carl Darlow, the goalkeeper, Louis Coyle, Jacob Greaves, Tobias Figueiredo, Ryan Woods, Ryan Longman and Xavier Simons as well, with Liam Rosenior in charge. Sabri Lamucci, the manager in his brief tenure. Tigers, current Tigers, these two, JP and Ryan Alsop in goal that day. He's facing his former club tomorrow. Philogene misses out on that. Record against these guys, won all of our last 4 against them. And our last defeat was the game that sealed our relegation to League One, 3-0 defeat away at the Cardiff City Stadium in July 2020. A lot of chat messages. Can't wait to be linked with someone like Bayenda, or however you spell it, on loan. Next time Allsop drops a stinker by some Turkish sauce that's waffling. Who were the managers for both teams in that the memorable match one? Steve Bruce for us, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for Cardiff. Fair point about the half an hour bit. Thank you. Sorry I'm late. I had to have a quick bath. Elbow cough. I don't quite get what you're getting at there, Jensen. Sorry. Collins do the thing. Is this Leo, you want to wish Malik Wilkes happy birthday? Is it that? Confirm to me. Is it that? Is it that? Yes, it is. Happy birthday, Malik Wilkes. Wilf Zaha to Hull City. Hey, well, is it Galatasaray? So, you never know, man. You never know. Shared shirts. We've not gone for a niche one today. We've gone for quite a mainstream player. It's Harry Wilson. Was with us on loan from Liverpool for the second half of the 2017-18 season. Nigel Adkins brought him in on deadline day in January 2018. 14 appearances for us scored, 7 goals. That's a ratio of a goal in every 2 games. He was a quality little player for us, was Harry Wilson. We've had some great loanees from Liverpool over the years. Tyler Morton, another one, of course. In 2020 to 2021, he was on loan at Cardiff, also from Liverpool. This was before he went to Fulham. 38 appearances for them, 7 goals. So on a goals to game perspective only, his loan spell here, his loan here was more successful than in the Welsh capital. Predicted team in some variation. In goal, also back 4, Coyle, Jones, McLaughlin and Greaves. Midfield, Tufan, Morton and Seri. On the right, Slater, because you've got to get him in there somehow after his industrious showing the other night. Twine on the left and Delap up top. The bench, Ingram, Doherty, Vaughan, Fairlong, Smith, Christie, Sellers-Fleming, Rocco Coyle and Aaron Connolly as well. Connolly, quite harshly dropped, but Liverpool did have our pants down with Kevin Stewart, and Herbie Kane didn't start off too great, but just as he started getting good, scored 2 in about, I think, as many games against Birmingham and Middlesbrough, then got injured and we never saw him again. But we've had some equally decent loanees as well. And Kevin Stewart was a permanent Hull City player, remember? Right, I need to quickly blow my nose. So get your predicted scores in chat, everyone. I'm going to turn my camera off and mute because this is unglamorous. So get your predicted scores in. Yeah, glamorous as ever. How was Philogene 1 goal of the month over that Greenwood free kick? Well, just because Philogene's the GOAT, mate. 3-0 says Owen. Jeff says 2-1. Taggers on top says 2-0. Coxie says 2-1. Tufan the scorer. Jones twined a lap for Owen's 3-0. Charlie says 1 goal difference if there's a winner. Feels like a low scoring game. I think 2-0 win. Goals, Liam Delap and Regan Slater. That's what we'll go for. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm going to go and take some paracetamol for my throat. See you in a bit. See you for the Matchday vlog tomorrow. Goodbye.